always better when we're together. We're somewhere in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Hey, now and when I wake up, you look so pretty, sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better together. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you wanna do is alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. I wanna spend my life with you. Since we've been together, loving you forever is what I need. You come running to. I will never be untrue. Let's stay together, loving you weather. Times are good or bad, they are happy or sad, no why some people break up and turn around and make up. I just cannot see you would never do that to me. Staying around you is all I see. Oh no, let's stay together, loving you weather. Times are good or bad, they are the happy or sad, no let's stay together, loving you weather. Times are good or bad, they are the happy or sad. Loving you whether we're good or we're bad, else that I've tried. Your love is better than ice cream. Everyone here knows how to fight. And it's a long way down. It's a long way down. It's a long way down to the place where we started from. It's better than chocolate, better than anything else that I've tried. Oh, love is better than chocolate. Everyone here knows how to cry. It's a long way down. It's a long way down. It's a long way down to the place where we started from.
Wanna pack your bag, something small. Take what you need and we disappear. Without a trace, we'll be gone, gone. The moon and the stars will follow the call. And then when we get to the ocean, we're gonna take a boat to the end of the world, all the way to the end of the world. Oh, and when the kids are old enough, we're gonna teach them to fly. You and me together could do anything, baby. You and me together. Yes, yes, you and me together, we could do anything, baby. You and me together, yes, yes. You and I were not tied to the ground, not falling but rising like rolling around. Eyes closed above the rooftops. Eyes closed, we're gonna spin through the stars. Our arms wide as the sky, we're gonna ride the blue all the way to the end of the world. To the end of the world. Oh, when the kids are old enough, we're gonna teach them to fly. You and me together could do anything, baby. You and me together, yes, small, told the breeze and all the world.
'Today's gonna be the day that they're gonna give it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat to what is on the street, that the fire in your heart is out. And I'm sure you've heard it all before, you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk winding, and all the lights that lead the way are blinding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. Said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder.
Your lipstick
Don't you worry there, my honey. We might not have any money, but we've got our love to pay the bills. Maybe I think you're cute and funny. Maybe I want.
It's time to come together. Take all of your wasted honor, every little past frustration. Take all of your so-called problems, better put them in quotations. Say what you need to say, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say, say what you need to say. Walking like a one-man army, fighting with the shadows in your head, living out the same old moment, knowing you'd be better off instead if you could only say what you need to say, 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 say what you need to say. Have no fear for giving in, have no fear for giving over. You better know that in the end it's better to say too much than never to say what you need to say again. Even if your hands are shaking and your faith is broken, even as the eyes are closing, do it with a heart wide open. Say what you need to say, 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 say what you need to, say what you need to, say what you need to say, 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 say what you need to Oh, Willie, you done me, and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks, and now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll you'll find love, love, love. Listen to the music of the moment, maybe sing with me. A la peaceful melody. It's your God-forsaken right to be loved, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. My breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and laughed. I guess what I'm saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanity and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plan today. Is short. Look into your heart and you'll find love. I'm yours. No, I won't hesitate no more, no more. It's your God-forsaken right to be loved. I'm sure there's no need to open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and then you'll free. Well, look into your heart and you'll find love. I'm yours. Listen to the music of the moment, come and dance with me. I'm not happy, very short. It's our God-forsaken right to be loved. I'm yours. Listen to the music of the moment, come and dance with me. I'm not peaceful melodies. It's your
Not on. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Could everyone please find their seats? We'd like to begin. Give you a couple of minutes to do so. So excited to see so many people. This is so nice, right? Good evening, everybody. My name is Danielle Spiegelman. I'm the Senior Director of Advancement at Temple Judea. I'm so thrilled to be here tonight. As a proud Palmetto Bay resident, my husband Mark and I moved to our beautiful village when I was pregnant with our first child more than 20 years ago. We've had the privilege of raising 3 children in our special community, surrounded by engaged neighbors, invested teachers, conscientious business owners, caring law enforcement officers, first responders, and dedicated village officials who are all committed to maintaining a safe and thriving landscape for residents and our guests. I've enjoyed a lifetime of wonderful memories in Palmetto Bay, and the village is our home. Thus, it is my sincere pleasure to share this evening with you as your host for the 2021 State of the Village Address and Celebration. We are thrilled to welcome our in-person guests here with us this evening, and also those watching from home. Tonight's program promises to be a heartfelt one as we recognize our distinguished honorees and celebrate Palmetto Bay's collective successes. Tonight we come together to celebrate the achievements of the past year as we look ahead to our future. To our sponsors and partners, we say thank you so much for your generous contributions that have made this event possible. I would like to read them right now, and you can save your applause, please, for the end. The Corradino Group, Palmer Trinity School, Center State, E. Rodriguez Landscaping, Mosquito Joe, Kimley Horn, Sushi Maki, Stantec, SFM Services, Inc., Westminster Christian School, St. Thomas Lutheran Church, Commissioner Danielle Cohen-Higgins, Vault Valet, and South Motors. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you once again. We are pleased to open tonight's special event with a performance by Palmetto Bay's own Children's Voice Chorus. They will be singing an original song called Here We Are, under the direction of founder and artistic director Jamie Setta. So we're going to give them a couple of minutes to please come and set up. Oh, it's video. Oh, we're going to be doing the video. Excuse me.
This is no time for ease and comfort. It is time to dare and endure. A quote from the famous leader Winston Churchill reputedly said early in World War II.
Good evening, everyone. It was an honor to have Mayor Karyn Cunningham present for my installation service back in June of this year, and a privilege to receive a certificate of appreciation from the village of Palmetto Bay, as well as a coin expressing the mayor's pride in me for service in this area and its residents, both of which are proudly displayed in my church office. It was a pleasure to share coffee and conversation with her in an effort to better understand our distinct yet mutual leadership roles in this community, and to consider how we might support one another in this endeavor. Now it is my continued honor, privilege, and pleasure to offer the invocation for tonight's gathering as I invite us into a moment of prayer. You are welcome to stand or remain seated as you please. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, in this season of Thanksgiving, our hearts and minds are filled with gratitude for the many blessings that are ours, both individually and communally. Among them, we are mindful of the time and talent, genuine care and concern, accomplishments, and vision Mayor Cunningham, the council, officers, and others share with the village of Palmetto Bay. May a spirit of goodwill and generosity prevail among these leaders and the residents of this community, as together we seek to promote and secure an environment of well-being for all who work and live, learn and play, worship and serve here. Help us to set aside anything that stands in the way of harmony, cooperation, and mutual respect, enhancing all efforts and endeavors that have the best interest of your people in mind, locally and throughout the Miami-Dade County. Bless us even now as we place this prayer before you, that we may in turn be a blessing to each other and those we serve, in your most holy and precious name, as it resounds from our lips with sincere thanksgiving. Amen.
What a beautiful way to start off our evening. That was just glorious. Thank you so much, Pastor. We're going to take a second to let the choir set up. Have a glass of wine while you wait. Maybe two. Thank you. Oh, good. You guys really are. That's fantastic. Good. And now, please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Honor Guard. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by the Children's Voice Chorus.
Our
Guard please retire the colors? Thank you to the choir. That was absolutely beautiful. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. At this time, we would like to welcome and acknowledge the following dignitaries that are here with us this evening. We're so happy to welcome you. State Representative Vance Alupis, Vice Mayor Leanne Tellum, District 1 Councilmember Patrick Fiore, District 2 Councilmember Steve Cody, District 3 Councilmember Marcia Matson, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. Sorry, I called you Danielle. Mayor Joe Corradino, Village of Pinecrest. Councilmember Anna Hockhammer, Village of Pinecrest. Councilmember Katie Abbott, Village of Pinecrest. Mayor Steve Losner, City of Homestead. Mayor Tim Mirabot, Town of Cutler Bay. And Councilwoman Digna Cabral of City of Doral. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give them a round of applause, please. And now it is my great honor to introduce our Miami-Dade County Mayor, Daniela Levine Cava. As she makes her way onto the stage, I'd like to share with you some of our county mayor's history. Mayor Levine Cava is a lawyer and was elected to the mayoral office in Miami-Dade County in 2020. As all of you know, she proudly served the Village of Palmetto Bay as a county commissioner from 2014 until her election as county mayor. She is the first woman and the first Jewish person of descent to serve as mayor of Miami-Dade County, serving a population of more than 2.7 million residents. Let's give a warm welcome to our mayor, won't we?
I think you left out the most important part, which is that I live in Palmetto Bay. And so very proud to do so. What a beautiful, beautiful community, and congratulations to our mayor, to our council members, to our state rep, to our county commissioner, to the neighboring cities here in support, Homestead and Pinecrest. We are all here because we salute Palmetto Bay. Palmetto Bay is really an extraordinary place to live, to raise a family, to enjoy the beautiful parks, to get to know the people. Any great place is about great people. And truly, this is the friendliest place I've ever lived. Yes, yes. And I was very honored to not only live here and be part of supporting the village in its work with the county, but also to represent the village of Palmetto Bay on the county commission for 6 wonderful years. And of course, as mayor, I'm sorry, but this is my home, it is my heart, so I have a very soft place in my heart for everything having to do with Palmetto Bay. So Palmetto Bay is home to artists. We have one great one here, Xavier Cortada. All kinds of entrepreneurs and small business people. They're quite, not only small, medium, and large business people. Many, many teachers at a great school like this, Westminster, and many other schools. Activists, yes, we have a few of those, and even an occasional politician. And my successor, Danielle Cohen-Higgins, our county commissioner, also is a resident of Palmetto Bay. So that is another great sign of our support for this wonderful place. So I did not have the great privilege of raising my children here, but I plan to raise my grandchildren here to the best of my ability. They live in Washington, D.C., but the more they can come here and enjoy, the happier that I can be. And I want to say that what the people here not only are extraordinary with their talents and their diverse interests. You could see this show is about talent, right? Today it's all about talent. We saw the young people singing in the video. We saw the wonderful choir here today. But it's also about engagement in the village. The village has so many ways to participate. There are the sports teams, the youth council, the arts council, really, anything you might be interested in, there's a way to get involved in making your village better. There are Boy Scouts troops and girls, oh no, there are scouts, we don't call them Boy Scouts anymore. They're boys and girls together in the Scouts, and I've had the pleasure to be at many of the churches here for scouting promotion ceremonies and giving out proclamations to the Eagle Scouts as they ascend. And by the way, we have some really good restaurants here in Palmetto Bay, just saying. So there are just so many things that make Palmetto Bay great, but as I say, it's mostly the people, and the leadership that you have elected to serve you is doing an outstanding job, and I'm just so happy to stand by you as mayor of this county. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor. That was so lovely. And yes, you are a Palmetto Bay resident. Also with us tonight is Miami-Dade Commissioner for District 8, another Danielle Cohen-Higgins. Danielle Cohen-Higgins is a proud Palmetto Bay resident representing her village on the Board of County Commission. Besides holding political office, she is also an attorney and a small business owner. Commissioner, it would please us so much if you would join me here on stage for a few remarks. Thank you so much. So nice to see you. How are you?
Good evening, Palmetto Bay. Good evening. I believe it's almost your 20th anniversary, so congratulations on your 20th anniversary of being incorporated here in the wonderful village of Palmetto Bay. As mentioned, I too am a proud resident of the village, and the village really is a very special place to live and to raise our families and our children. You know, I was here in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew hit, and we know the strength and the resiliency of our very proud South Dade community. When Hurricane Irma hit, I'm sure you all stepped outside, brought out your chainsaws, and helped your neighbors. That is the kind of community that Palmetto Bay is. We are focused on our parks, we are focused on our environment, and we are focused on our families. And yes, we are going to have differences of opinions, but we have far more in common as a community, and that is what makes me proud to be here as your neighbor and your county commissioner. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Mayor Cunningham, thank you for the wonderful work that you do on behalf of all of us here in Palmetto Bay. Happy 20th anniversary. It was my pleasure to sponsor this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. 2021 has been a year of resilience, resourcefulness, and reinvention. In the shadows of 2020, there is not one of us that has not learned to try to find a new way of doing something that we used to take completely for granted. Every way that we connect, that we serve, that we volunteer, that we work, teach, deliver, and personally interact has been reshaped. But the good news is that we've done it, and we've done it together. We've stayed committed, inclusive, and thoughtful, and this evening we are honoring the best of Palmetto Bay who helped us do so. Those dynamic individuals who led the charge and redefined excellence in an unprecedented time. None of this could have been possible without a strong leader. Got a little choked up looking at you, Karyn, I have to say. Here in Palmetto Bay, we are fortunate to have at the helm a woman who this community looks to for strength, guidance, and inspiration. A woman who is always up to the challenge, who always answers her phone, which was not in the script, but it's very true, who champions for others, who is compassionate, kind, and continues to answer the many challenges of 2021 with great insight, fortitude, and dignity. She's truly one of a kind, and I'm very proud to call her my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you our Mayor of Palmetto Bay, Karyn Cunningham. Yes, let's give her a standing ovation, please. That's lovely. You know I love you.
Thank you so much. It is really an honor. I'm the one that feels extremely humbled. And special thanks to Peter Judge. I didn't want a wardrobe malfunction. Only Nick Morano knows my deepest, darkest fear. It's a fear of falling. So I appreciate the help getting up the stairs. I'm working on it. So good evening to all. Tonight is a time to not only celebrate our 20 years of Palmetto Bay talent, but to look ahead to the exciting ways our village is moving forward. And most importantly, to me, it's an opportunity to publicly offer our sincere thanks to those who unselfishly gave of themselves to support the village of Palmetto Bay. They are your friends and your neighbors, your family members and your loved ones, and many of these individuals are here with us tonight. I would be remiss if I didn't say a huge thank you to Westminster Christian School to know that we're able to pick up the phone to very good friends and get that call answered. So Patrick and Scott, I am extremely appreciative of your friendship and honored to have tonight's event at one of our amazing private schools. So here comes my favorite part of tonight's program because it gives me the opportunity to acknowledge some very special individuals who have made significant contributions to the community in various respects. To you, I present the following awards and honorees. Our first award tonight is the Pay It Forward Award. Over the course of the last year, we have had many residents paying it forward in big and small ways. Raise your hand if you've been impacted by a friend or a neighbor during the pandemic. Probably every single one of us. Our Pay It Award presenter is going to be Vice Mayor Leanne Tellem, and tonight here are the three honorees. Our first honoree is Mr. Eric Eichenberg. He is the CEO of the Everglades Foundation, and here to accept the award on his behalf is Jennifer Diaz from the Everglades Foundation. For a quarter of a century, the Everglades Foundation commitment to restore and protect the Everglades has been driven by science. Founded in 1993 by two outdoor enthusiasts, the late George Barley and Paul Tudor Jones II, the Everglades Foundation works tirelessly to bring people together and provide a powerful voice for Everglades restoration at the state and national levels. Today, the Everglades Foundation, which I have to add, has its home right here in the village of Palmetto Bay, stands as a well-respected, authoritative source for scientific research on the Everglades. Their renowned scientists are passionate seekers of the truth, dedicated to unearthing the facts and conducting practical analysis to help local, state, and national leaders make well-informed decisions. And with that, I'll see if I can get our Vice Mayor to get the award and move to the table. Oh, you're already there. That's awesome. It's hard to see up here. Eric, I did want to mention that Eric and his family are also residents of the village of Palmetto Bay, as is Jennifer, and we are proud to partner with the foundation to make our village more sustainable. So thank you, Jennifer, on behalf of Eric. Let's give them a round of applause. Our second honoree is Ms. Taylor Moxie of the Taylor Moxie Foundation. Taylor and her family are new residents to our downtown Palmetto Bay area, and I had the opportunity to meet Dad, who I see right there, Vernon, when he popped on over to Village Hall during open office hours to see if he could come and take care of the book box that's on the village property at Village Hall. The Taylor Moxie Foundation was created to empower literacy for children and families worldwide through local sustainable libraries, education, and art programs. To fulfill this mission, the Taylor Moxie Foundation utilized Taylor's love, who's joining us today, of reading to create a safe space for our future leaders to imagine, discover, and create. This initiative was brought to life with the Taylor Moxie Library Project. With the groundbreaking success of 3 library locations, one in the village of Moxietown, Adress, Bahamas, one in Omni Park in downtown Miami, Florida, and one in West Palm Beach, Arts and Entertainment District, and a satellite library made possible with Taylor Moxie Foundation partnerships with Hawthorne Suites Hotels in Wyndham in West Palm, the Taylor Moxie Library Project continues to educate the youth through the power of reading. In addition to opening libraries, Taylor Moxie Foundation has had the opportunity to join efforts with TECO to build homes in communities of extreme poverty in Latin America, and I believe you have one being built as we speak in Haiti. As the Taylor Moxie Foundation continues to make strides to accomplish the mission to empower, educate, and endow the youth, success is limitless for Taylor and her foundation. Congratulations, Taylor and her proud parents. And last but not least, Project Lend a Hand, and here to accept the award is the co-founder, AJ Paredes. Project Lend a Hand originated to help our fellow brothers and sisters in Miami-Dade high schools who are battling homelessness as well as other hardships while attending high school. They provide everyday necessities through a pantry at the local schools, which provides basic food staples, toiletries, uniforms, clothing, shoes, and school supplies. And this is not just during the school year, but it's year-round. Summertime is especially difficult, as we know, for those that are homeless students, as the school-supplied breakfast and lunch is not available daily. AJ and his band of volunteers help to make sure the special moments in high school are also commemorated with homecoming, ring ceremonies, proms, and graduation. Lastly, he aids student athletes to receive proper nutrition before practices and games, as well as shoes and cleats and equipment adequately sized for each of them. Project Lend a Hand aims at assisting students as well as their families in breaking the cycle of homelessness and poverty, and to help them reach their full potential as individuals and as members of our community. For the students, they aim to have all of them graduating high school and attending college, and AJ is there to support them. So thank you, AJ. We appreciate you. I will just add that the last 2 honorees are both in high school. So, you know, there's so much for each of us to aspire to. Very awesome, Taylor and AJ. Our next award is the Palmetto Bay's Got Talent Award, and we have Councilmember Patrick Fiore that will be presenting the award. As you know, our schools are very important to our community. They are the reason many residents, myself included, moved to our village. Palmetto Bay is home to 15 schools in the village. It's hard to believe we even opened a new one during the height of the pandemic, and that's from preschool all the way to high school. While I have been an advocate for public schools my whole life, I value the importance of all of our schools, public and private, as they provide programming, spaces for all of our children. As you know, we will embark on celebrating 20 years of talent in the village, and tonight's honorees, 2 of our private schools, have really been talent makers for a whole lot longer than we have been a village. Our first honoree is Palmer Trinity School, and I'm sorry, tonight's honorees are Palmer Trinity School and Westminster School. And just for the record, I put them both in alphabetical order because I know we got a little competition going here. And both have had an impact on my family directly. My daughter attended and graduated Palmer Trinity. She graduated in 2008, and a decade later, my nephew Brennan Honey, my sister is here this evening, graduated from these hallowed halls, Westminster. So here to accept the award on behalf of Palmer Trinity is the head of school, Patrick Roberts. This year, Palmer is celebrating 50 years of talent making. Palmer Trinity is an Episcopal school dedicated to promoting academic excellence and inspiring students to lead lives of virtue, humanity, and spirit. They boast students from over 35 different countries and have 47 athletic teams. And Patrick, I didn't even know there were 47 sports, so that's pretty cool. They are truly a melting pot in all that is great in Miami-Dade. Palmer Trinity students are encouraged not only to attain individual success, but to use their unique gifts for the service of others. They have taken the urgent responsibility to prepare students for their life and work as citizens and leaders in a global world and have embarked on several environmental projects both on and off campus right here in our village. They have been really awesome partners with the village in hosting events. One of our signature events is Veterans Day. We were just there last week, and they've been very supportive sponsors at all of our local events. Additionally, Patrick and his family, and I'm sorry to hear Patrick's son, his wife wasn't able to make it because his son broke his hand today, probably in one of the 47 sports, I'm imagining. But they also reside here in the village of Palmetto Bay, and I have to tell you, he fits right in as he brings more than 30 years of educational leadership and administrative experience in the private school sector. So Patrick, thank you very much. Very appreciative.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the incredibly kind words, and as a teacher, I have to share at least one thing with you. I teach English, and a statement I'd like to share that I share often with our students is we can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. That comes from Thornton Wilder, noted playwright. But as we go into this spirit of gratitude, this season where we express gratitude and take time to reflect and pause and share that, I would like to say on behalf of Palmer Trinity School, we are incredibly grateful for this partnership, to be part of this community. I am so honored to accept this award on behalf of the school and pledge to you all we will continue to do all that we can to be great neighbors and great partners in the good work that we are all engaged in. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you for providing this opportunity for us to be here tonight. And again, for your leadership, Mayor Cunningham, we have many, many good things ahead. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Patrick. Our second recipient is Westminster Christian School, who we are in their home this evening. And here to accept the award is the head of school, Scott Jones. Westminster is celebrating 60 years of talent making in our village. Westminster is an independent college preparatory coeducational Christian school serving students from preschool through grade 12. Their mission is to empower learners, prepare hearts, and inspire lives, and they are doing just that. Students here at Westminster enjoy an extensive selection of academic electives, athletic offerings, and fine art discipline that allow them to discover their God-given talents, preparing them to excel in college and beyond. Student government and service opportunities, both locally and abroad, allow them to develop as leaders and to positively impact others. Since 2018, Mr. Scott Jones has brought his impressive record of leadership and success in Christian education and business to the school. I have to say that both of the schools rank in the top 50 private schools. I'll let you go to the website yourself and see who's in first and second place on niche.com. And we really couldn't be prouder to have both schools right here in the village of Palmetto Bay. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Westminster and Scott Jones.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, friends of Palmetto Bay. You know, my wife and I and my family, we live in Palmetto Bay. We love it. Westminster has been a part of Palmetto Bay here for decades. We are so thankful for this community. We look forward to continuing to contribute to this community for the decades to come. And we're so grateful for all that's happening. We're grateful to host this tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this wonderful community what it is.
Thank you. And Scott, I'm sorry, I was looking over in this direction, but I see they appropriately put you on opposite sides of the room. So our next award is the Xavier Cortada Power of Art Award in recognition of those who understand the strength of art and how it enhances our lives. Here to present this year's award is the award's namesake, local artist, environmentalist, resident, and friend, Mr. Xavier Cortada. Let's give him a big welcome.
Art has power. It has the power to transform, to bridge divides, to problem solve, and as you will learn in a few moments after I read a little bit about our recipient, the power to heal, to love, to give. As the immediate past chair of our county's Cultural Affairs Council, I served on a board that helps support our county's cultural ecosystem since 2005. A year later, I met Dana when she joined as a staff member. She served as an administrator of our county's community grants programs until 2012, providing guidance to numerous emerging and community-based cultural organizations. For 6 years, she managed the administrative responsibility of both our summer arts and science camps for kids, as well as our youth arts enrichment programs. And she continues to provide that support till this day. And she continues to provide that support to the youth empowerment grants and the All Kids Included initiative that she has been a part of since joining the department. But here's where humility comes in. I have known this stellar individual since 2006, but the beautiful part of her life that I'm about to tell you about, I just learned about when the committee selected her to win this award. Before joining our department, she worked with kids and adults with disabilities in our county parks. And for many years, she worked as a child life specialist at Tampa Children's Hospital at St. Joseph's. And Dana coordinated Children's Bereavement Program for the Hernando Pasco Hospice. And she oversaw all the caregivers and managed a team of children's bereavement counselors. She used arts and play therapy to help children and their families understand illness and procedures and to cope with the grief and trauma. She continues to work on many healing arts projects in Miami, such as the Haitian Earthquake Refugees Children Healing and Reintegration Program at Nicholas Children's Hospital, and in other partnership with Nothing Trumps Hope organization. She's worked with the Jackson Neonatal Intensive Care Unit and the Holtz Children's Program at Jackson. More recently, Dana produced the annual All Kids Included Arts for Wellness Day, a really important community event where families are invited to explore their creativity and imagination through a variety of interactive and expressive arts and healing modalities that are inclusive and supportive for our community. Other special projects include her works with Families Cafe Annual Summit in Orlando, where she has worked with the Women's Summit in promoting wholeness and healing through the arts for caregivers of children and adults with disabilities, while also incorporating community expressive art projects and services of remembrance using the visual arts. Dana also serves our community here, our beloved Palmetto Bay, as the co-chair and past secretary of our Art in Public Places program and the past secretary of our Veteran Parks Advisory Committee. She's the current regent at the Coral Gables chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution and serves as a parish staff relations committee of the Kendall United Methodist Church. She has a master's degree in community arts education with an advanced graduate certificate in the expressive arts, the arts of healing. During her studies at the University of South Florida, Dana worked with Kosovo refugees on a project about art as a sense of place. She also holds a bachelor's in children development and human services from Florida State University, which just beat my beloved Canes, but let's not talk about that. Look, in a week, all of us neighbors here at Palmetto Bay are going to be giving thanks. We're grateful for this community, for our health, for our fellowship, for the love that we share. I'm going to ask you for a favor. On your Thanksgiving table, I want you to be grateful to have a neighbor like Dana in our community. This mother to Ryan, this beloved wife to Clint, whose family has lived here for 47 years in Palmetto Bay. This granddaughter of a master gardener, the daughter of a farmer and Native American expert, receives this award not just for herself, but for all of those that came before her. Their influence, their creativity, their love for our earth, and their respect for those that inhabited these lands have molded and shaped her. She volunteers to make this community a better place. And I know that her actions, the power of art, will transcend through place and time. I am proud to call Dana my friend. I am proud that she is my neighbor. And I don't know that I'll ever be prouder to bestow this award on anyone else. Congratulations, Dana.
I'm not sure I can follow that. And it's very humbling to hear that about yourself. And then you figure out, I've been around a while and I've been busy. But really, I'm not worthy to receive this award from somebody who totally understands the power, the transformative power of arts to help our environment, to help children in pain, to help children in need, and to heal. So I am so honored to receive this award that carries your name. I'm so honored that I I placed the little propagules from the mangroves all down Lincoln Road when our son was 8 months old in a stroller. And I went off with my bucket of mangrove seedlings down Lincoln Road. So we go way back. So I'm glad I reforested Lincoln Road on your behalf. And I'm very proud to be here in front of our mayor, my boss, and in front of our wonderful mayor and my friend, our vice mayor. And I thank you all so much. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. And thank you, Councilmember Cody. Our next award is the Gus Barrero Champion for Children Award. And this year's award goes to none other than my very dear friend, State Representative Vance Lupus. If anyone knows how to champion for children, it would be Vance. One of 9 children. Vance is one of 9 children. Although he was born in Maine, he's lived in South Florida since Hurricane Andrew. Vance attended the University of Miami. What do you say, Xavier? where he served as their student body president. In 2004, he moved into District 115, and as they say, the rest is history. He went on and attended and graduated from the University of Miami School of Law. In just a few years of civil litigation, Vance knew that policy and education reform required a chance. So in 2010, he joined the Children's Movement of Florida, one of the state's largest early childhood organizations, and he now serves as their CEO. Vance travels across our state and county and country, educating and advocating for common sense policies that will ensure our state's competitive workforce for years to come. He also serves as a commissioner on the Governor's Commission on Community Service, also known as Volunteer Florida, which oversees much of the state's AmeriCorps program. He's got so much talent that he was selected one of 90 young professionals from across the country to join in the first cohort of Harvard Business School's 2015 Young American Leaders Program. He was also honored as the Emerging Leader Award with the Emerging Leader Award from the Florida International University Center for Leadership. But he will tell you, if you have the opportunity to have a conversation with him, that his biggest accomplishment has been his 3 beautiful daughters, Isabella, Aria, and Olivia. Did any of them break their hands tonight? No, just checking. He says they are his motor to champion for kids. Let's give a warm welcome to my friend, State Representative Vance Lupus. And here to present, I have to mention this, here to present this award are 2 of our champion children, young ladies, the co-chair from our Youth Community Engagement Board, Valentina Nicolini and Tess Anderson, and Vance's professor, Dr. Marcia Matson. So congratulations, Vance. Let's give him a round of applause. And thanks for being here tonight. I know you were rushing to get here, so we appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, many of us knew Gus Barrero. For me, he was a friend, he was a mentor. The last time I saw Gus, Karyn, was actually in Tallahassee when he was bringing 100 students up to the Capitol to experience state politics and getting to speak to those students and his heart for children, both in the legislature and at the Children's Trust. It's such an honor to receive this award. I've had the privilege, many of you know David Lawrence Jr., a pillar in our community. I've had the privilege of working alongside him for the last 11 years on early childhood education and feel so honored to now serve in the Florida House of Representatives working on those issues. But Karyn, if you'll permit me, because we're in Palmetto Bay, I just wanted to say 2 quick things. Palmetto Bay's got talent, there's no question. If you listen to Karyn Cunningham, you'll hear that all the time. But Palmetto Bay has so much more. It has heart, it has spirit. And I was thinking about it as I was listening to everyone talk. I see the spirit of Palmetto Bay when I drop my little girl off about 100 feet from here, because my girls go to this school. I see the heart of Palmetto Bay when I take my 8-year-old to go play at Coral Reef Soccer and see the families cheering. I see the heart of Palmetto Bay when we go to Deering Estate and see the manatees in the cove. This is such an incredible community. I also see the heart of Palmetto Bay, Karyn. I should have complained to you, but when I went trick-or-treating in Manglewood and some teenager came up on my daughter with a chainsaw, that was also the heart of Palmetto Bay.
It happens, Vance, it happens.
He thought he was scary until my little 3-year-old got so scared he met my wife, and then he saw death. So that was encouraging. But in all seriousness, there's a lot of noise sometimes in politics. There's a lot of distractions. But for all of you who live in this incredible village, I hope you realize how lucky you are to have such incredible leadership at the helm of this village. From Vice Mayor Tellum, to Councilmember Fiore, to Councilmember Cody, to my professor, who I think gave me a decent grade, Councilmember Matson, to truly one of the best mayors in this country, Karyn Cunningham. Karyn, council members, it is an honor to receive this award, but more seriously, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, it is an absolute honor to represent the village of Palmetto Bay. Thank you so, so much. Congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you, Vance. We really, truly are blessed. So our next award is the award for Outstanding Small Business. And we know that no business is small, especially during a pandemic. I congratulate all businesses that met the challenges of this year. This year, it gives me great pleasure to give a name to our third annual Small Business Award. I must have been waiting for divine intervention, and I got it on a day when we were naming a street after a very dear friend. So beginning tonight, and hopefully in perpetuity, our Small Business Award is named after a very dynamic duo. And Colleen, I know you thought it was going to be the Larry Barfield Award, but it is the Larry and Colleen Barfield Award. Larry and Colleen Barfield were owners of a staple mom and pop business here in Palmetto Bay, Kings Bay Athletics, which they ran together for 42 years. The small business was sold in 2014, and the two began a new small business, custom business called Graphic Traffic, which they successfully ran until they retired in 2018. Larry and Colleen were and are beloved and active members of St. Louis Catholic Church in Pinecrest. They truly represented to me everything that's great about our beautiful village. You live, you worked, you learn, you play, and okay, you prayed next door in Pinecrest, but we're gonna make it one big community for tonight. So I know that Larry leaves a void in your life, in the life of your children, and obviously I know you have several friends here with you tonight. I think he leaves a void in all of our lives, but Larry's name and the spirit of Larry, I know definitely live on, especially when I look at your handsome son, Trace. So here tonight to present the award are Colleen and Larry's son, Trace, and of course Colleen herself. The two recipients tonight are Chamber South and the Palmetto Bay Business Association, or PBBA. Like Larry and Colleen, Chamber South and PBBA are a dynamic duo for our community's mom and pop businesses. Under the leadership of Brittany Besant and Tana Genus, I got it, Tana. These two organizations have worked side by side to lift our local businesses through networking, marketing, and not to mention, they're run by some really amazing female leaders. Most recently, yeah, give a woohoo, I like it. Give an, oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. And they've really turned, honestly, to be really two amazing friends. So I consider you two of the women that believed in me before I believed in myself. So I thank you for that. So most recently, the two organizations ran with an idea that was presented to them, and Palmetto Bay, with the help of my village manager, had the first ever small business lunch and learn with some really amazing experts from around the state. This year, during a worldwide pandemic, Palmetto Bay opened almost 100 new businesses. In the words of the PBBA motto, it's simply better to do business with the people you trust. So Brittany and Tana, I thank you for your hard work. I thank you for your dedication, your commitment, and your leadership here in our community for our local businesses. And as I said, presenting the award to both of you will be Trace and Colleen Barfield. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll say a few words, and I'm sure Brittany wants to say a few words. I'm accepting this award on behalf of many entrepreneurs, business leaders, hustlers on my board that's truly amazing. I'm also in the presence of my team and my family, which make me look good. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. For those of you that know me and know Chamber South, community and collaboration is at the heart of our organization and everything that we do. And looking around this room and seeing so many of our partners and our members and our elected officials, we could not do it without your support. So thank you all for everything that you do.
Let's give them a round of applause. And Mayor Daniela Levine-Cava. Mayor Daniela. I'm going to go off script. Can I do that? I was trying to catch you. I know you're making the rounds as you're making your way through. Could I get Vice Mayor Leanne Tellem very quickly? Trying to follow some kind of protocol here. Just hold it right there. Thank you so much. So we were trying to limit movement. Obviously, that didn't work out so well. But we're trying to limit some movement here. Mayor, I just want to say very quickly, I'm just so appreciative. First of all, appreciative that you're here. I know it's your hometown, but it is a special honor for me. So I am very, very appreciative. Not only appreciative to call you our county mayor, but appreciative to call you friend, and I do appreciate that. I've said appreciative 3 times, so you can tell I'm really appreciative. I did want to give you a key to the city. So I'm going to let the Vice Mayor make the presentation. Just thank you so much for everything you do for our community. Listen, I can tell you that if anybody in this community shows up, it's Daniela Levine Cava. You can be across, I'll look on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. She's across the county 1 minute. Next minute, I see her at the double doors here. So we are just very appreciative. Thanks for always showing up. Thanks for being such an amazing friend to the village. We love you. That's all I can say is we love you. So let's give her a round of applause. She says she told me I could go. What happened? I'm sorry. See you making your way across the floor. I'm like, ah. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. So our award for the evening is the Rosemary Fuller Award for Education and Community Service. This award honors individuals and organizations for their contributions to education and community service in Palmetto Bay. It is named Rosemary Fuller, and that is after the former school principal. We have the current school principal here this evening from Dr. Henry E. Perrine Academy of the Arts, and she was truly a pillar of our community. And I'm going to turn it over to someone I'm equally pleased is here, our school board member, Luisa Santos.
Thank you, Mayor Cunningham. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to present this award, and the quick story there is that I am a proud graduate of Dr. Henry E. Perrine Academy of the Arts, and I had the honor of having Rosemary Fuller as my principal when I was there. So this is a full circle moment for me, and this year's award goes to Jane Foreman. 26 years ago, in 1995, Jane Foreman became a Dade partner of Howard Drive Elementary School, whose amazing principal, Deanna Dalby, is right next to you right now. Give it up for her. Each year since 1996, Jane has awarded 10 weeks-long, full summer tennis and sports camp scholarships to 2 children in each grade level from 1st through 5th grade. The Dorothy Foreman Scholarship Fund, named in honor of Jane's mother, has contributed approximately $15,000 per summer for these 10 deserving scholarship winners who consistently show great kindness to others, demonstrate respect toward their teachers and classmates, and make a strong effort to achieve in their academics. Additionally, since 2004, Howard Drive Elementary was instrumental in allowing Jane to start an after-school program at the school. Since 2005, Jane has also awarded after-school sports scholarships to underserved children, also targeted by school staff, to encourage their participation in exercise and engagement and healthy competition via the sports platform. And I think that Diane Quick and Josh Claren from the Education Advisory Council here in Palmetto Bay are going to present it at the table. Congratulations, Jane.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to thank Palmetto Bay. Always is a special place for me, and 34 years of business as a women tennis pro here. I've had the pleasure of running my business 17 years at Coral Reef Park, and it's meant so much to me. Howard Drive Elementary is such a special place, and for those of you in Palmetto Bay know what a great neighborhood school this is. Mrs. Dalby has been an inspiration to me. She's allowed me to come into her school and do after-school sports, do things for the school, and allow these children who are so much in need to get a summer safe place to come to camp. I've always said for the past 25 years I've been offering these scholarships that one of my most favorite things to do each year is come at the beginning of June, stand on stage, and Danielle Spiegelman knows she was always in front because her kids went to Howard Drive. I've always loved to see the kids' faces when they see the awards, and the parents to know that their kids are having a safe place to go for the summer. So thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Mrs. Dalby.
Thank you, Jane. So let's give them all another well-deserved round of applause. We're so appreciative for all of their contributions to our community. And with that, I'd like to turn your attention to our State of the Village video presentation, which really highlights the best our village has to offer, our relentless drive for superior service, and our amazing residents. We hope you enjoy it.
This is no time for ease and comfort. It is time to dare and endure. A quote from the famous leader Winston Churchill reputedly said early in World War II. Almost 60 years later, the residents of Palmetto Bay, as the quote says, chose to dare and endure. In 1995, a group of residents known as the Palmetto South Homeowners Association petitioned Miami-Dade County to incorporate Palmetto Bay. Many doors closed, but Palmetto Bay residents dared and endured. Finally, in 2002, area voters overwhelmingly voted in favor of incorporation, and the village of Palmetto Bay was officially created on September 10, 2002.
As they say, the rest is history. And what a history it has been as we look back over our unbelievable 20 years. We confirm what we've known all along. Palmetto Bay is the place to be because Palmetto Bay's got talent. The village of Palmetto Bay is a beautiful community of lush, tree-lined streets, superior schools, amazing public facilities, and attractive homes. Those physical characteristics make Palmetto Bay a premier community, but it is truly its people, students, workers, business owners, homeowners, and neighbors that make Palmetto Bay an exceptional one. Palmetto Bay has been a village in the making, and after 20 years, this is where you want to be.
You're simply
I fell in love with the space and fell in love with the recreation room. It was just perfect right here in the middle of the park, and that was 10 years ago.
My mom took me to Coral Reef Park ever since I was 4, and all the playgrounds here are very cool.
Hi, I'm Maricia and this is Minnow. And we love coming to Wayside Park because he likes to play here.
My name is Mary Lou Chavez and my husband Herman Chavez. We've been coming to Coral Reef Park for over 30 years. Our children came here many times as they were growing up. We had multiple birthday parties here. They would do Little League, little summer camps. It's just been a wonderful park for our family.
Adress. I'm the CEO of Avantix, and we're a woman-owned startup company from Palmetto Bay, and we're working on a cure for peripheral neuropathy currently.
I have lived in this area since 1976, when I brought 3 children to this area again, which I lived in before. The children were 10, 11, and 12, and we lived just a couple of blocks from the park.
When I first came to Palmetto Bay in 1995, it was pre-incorporation, and so I was practicing law downtown. I developed skills that were able to bring me to meetings down in Palmetto Bay, and I observed that really caring people with lots and lots of talent were getting involved.
My wife and I were looking for a house after I won a big case, and we looked all over the county. And when we came to the neighborhood, to the house that we eventually bought, my wife saw what a great neighborhood it was and how peaceful it was. And all she said to me is, if you put a pool in the backyard, we'll call it home. So I did, and have not looked back since.
I got involved in the incorporation movement as a result of my house being destroyed by Hurricane Andrew in 1992. And I had to rebuild it according to county rules. And at that time, the county was very disorganized and very dysfunctional. And as a result, when I heard about the incorporation movement beginning, which was in about 1995, I joined it because I thought that we could do better here in Palmetto Bay.
I moved here in 2007, and I remember there was an issue with a street light right across the street from my house, and I got to know the manager. I called the manager's office here in Palmetto Bay, and I spoke to Mr. Williams, and we got the issue resolved. And I went to a council meeting just to see how local government works after living in an unincorporated Dade for a while. Dr. Feller had seen me at the meetings, who was currently in office in the District 1 seat. He said, listen, I'm term limited, you seem to like to get involved, you should consider running for office. And that was in 2009. And I did, and I ran in 2010. We were successful by 81 votes, and that was how I got involved.
Living in Palmetto Bay turned out to be the best place I could think of to raise our 4 kids. And now I'm trying to figure out a way to get my grown children and my grandchildren to move back to Palmetto Bay, because I think this is a great place for them to grow up into.
Being in Palmetto Bay has allowed us to raise our families and to see my kids thrive. They're now in college and in high school, and I am thrilled with the fact that they perceive we live in a small town where people care about each other, where we can walk to the park, where we can launch a paddleboard and be out on the bay. Being here means being with others and having a sense of community where we can tap into each other's talents and help support each other as we navigate.
Last year, we faced the unprecedented event of a global pandemic. I was proud to see how in our village, neighbors helped neighbors, and despite a few challenges that came along with the COVID-19 virus, our community remained resilient and still thrived. Perhaps not in the typical ways that we are accustomed to thriving, which usually deals with finance, but rather thriving as we faced those challenges, and we made it. How did we make it, you may ask? Well, for starters, this year we had many firsts. We brought you the first alert and notification app that allows us to notify you in real time about matters of importance by sending alerts straight to your mobile device. The Palmetto Bay Connect app makes it possible for us to communicate with you. Thank you to the 1,887 residents who have downloaded the app, and to those who have not, please visit our website, type in Palmetto Bay Connect app on the search box, and download it today. The Palmetto Bay Connect app was innovative and necessary, but we did not stop there. Now that we could communicate with you, we needed to find a way for you to communicate with us.
That's where our Street by Street app came to life. This latest app allows residents to report any issues or concerns, upload pictures, and monitor the progress and status of their request. It's an awesome and effective tool to ensure that you know exactly what is going on and have all the information you need about that puddle you reported, the question you had about our parks, or the results of your last permit inspection. If you haven't done so yet, go to our website's homepage to download it and give it a try today. But wait, there are more firsts. I am very proud to have hosted the very first Mayor's Citizens Academy. The program focuses on bringing awareness to participants about how local government works and helping them learn the ins and outs of government operations and make informative decisions about their government. The 11-class program started on October 27th and will continue through the summer of 2022, holding one session per month dedicated to a specific service area of village government. I want to personally thank the residents who registered for this first round. It is our pleasure to have you be a part of this important initiative. Please be on the lookout for future announcements about the next Academy, as this will be an annual program. We also held our first Business Lunch and Learn and had the opportunity to bring a panel of experts to answer questions from local business owners about strategies for acquiring capital for their new or existing small business. The lunch was a huge success, and we are thankful to the sponsors, Palmetto Bay Business Association, Chamber South, Florida First Capital Financial Corporation, and TD Bank for bringing the wealth of information to our business owners, accompanied by a very healthy lunch. In keeping with the health theme, we will soon announce our very first walking historical tour. In just a few days, you will be able to walk the perimeter of the village and find interpretive signs along the way with a beautiful marker featuring a place or building of historic significance to the village, accompanied by a video presentation describing the historical gem. It is our first historical video tour, which you can enjoy as you stroll around our 8-square-mile village. Finally, as some of you are watching this video, you may recall a survey that you recently received in the mail, which at first glance may have seemed a bit too long, but after reading its contents, also way too important to leave unanswered.
Oh no. Oh no.
That was just a joke. It wasn't that lengthy. But in all seriousness, that is our first community-wide survey, which was published for the purpose of gathering your input, your likes and dislikes about the service that we, the village, provide to you. It is also the best tool to help us in carving and in shaping our vision for the next 20 years. Besides the first that we just mentioned, there are also other unconventional and atypical initiatives that your village implemented to ensure that you, our residents, remained engaged and informed despite the many restrictions placed upon us by the pandemic. To that extent, we created a hybrid meeting system that allows for in-person participation in council meetings as well as virtual engagement. It is an idea that came out of necessity, but the new practice has made it possible for more residents to join the council meetings from wherever they like, and we could not be more excited about that. That excitement is also matched by the new business owners who opened their businesses in Palmetto Bay. We are proud to have celebrated their ribbon cuttings with them and are proud that they call the village of Palmetto Bay home. Welcome to our talented village, the village of Palmetto Bay. But that's not all, folks. Earlier in the year, your council also held a visioning session to prioritize village projects and initiatives, which served as the foundation for the annual budget. Initiatives and actions such as the community-wide survey and the council's visioning sessions ensure that the future of this village is guided and shaped by the residents of the village. We also made sure that programming didn't suffer, shifting to virtual programming wherever possible and coming up with new programs that could be easily achieved through virtual participation. But without completely abandoning our virtual options, We welcome new opportunities for in-person interactions. As the virus positivity rate continues to decrease throughout the country, we want to leave the pandemic behind, remaining cautious and careful, but also optimistic about our future. And one of the benefits that the future brings to Palmetto Bay is a decrease in flood insurance premiums for residents resulting from a lower CRS rating that was recently bestowed upon the village. We are still working to further reduce our CRS rating, which will translate into an even larger percentage discount on our residents' flood insurance premiums. Equally important have been our efforts to ensure that Palmetto Bay's legacy is not the village of cars, traffic, and overdevelopment. Your village council has adopted zoning rules to protect the quality of life that we currently enjoy. Earlier this November, the council enacted a policy limiting building heights in the village to 45 feet because we are a village of tall goals and not tall buildings.
That was a lot, but we have done even more. What else have we done, you may ask? Here are a few of our most notable accomplishments during this past fiscal year. In parks, we held 22 virtual and in-person programs and special events and hosted more than 500 participants. Hosted an average of 30 campers in our one-of-a-kind tennis summer camp. Oversaw capital project improvements to Thalata Estate Park and Coral Reef Park. Brought the weekly farmers market to Coral Reef Park for our residents. And we're currently overseeing the design and preparation of construction drawings for the future Veterans Park, a great new addition to our amazing park system. In public services, we continued our sidewalk maintenance and replacement program, either replacing or improving 4 miles of sidewalks in various locations throughout the village. We cleaned 704 drains in advance of the storm season, and we replaced the overhead County Green Street signs with Palmetto Bay Street signs. In finance, we refinanced an existing loan that saved the village $200,000 annually.
In police, 38 kids graduated from 3 Rad Kids program classes, held 3 Rad Women classes and graduated 25 students, contacted 200 businesses as part of the Emergency Commercial Identification Program, ECIP, attended a Citizens Crime Watch meeting and a block party, completed their tile mural projects at Howard Drive and Coral Reef Elementary Schools to display annual student essay winners, hosted the National Night Out event and waffles on the walkway at Coral Reef Park, with a combined attendance of more than 200, hosted Kia Kids Martial Arts Center Police Station Tour and participated in the village's Back to School initiative.
The list, although lengthy, is certainly not exhaustive, but it is a great representation of the talent that exists in our village, in our government, and in our residents, which has been continuously evolving over the past 20 years.
20 years from now, I want us to be a village of even more parks. I want us to be a place, as we are now, but even more so, that people want to move into.
As Martin Luther King Jr. said, man doesn't make history, history makes man. And when it comes to the village, history of this area has made our village today.
Many millennials moving here now, and they're starting their families, and I want them to have the same opportunity that my family had and my children had to grow up in this type of neighborhood and become successful.
I love the idea that we can celebrate our victories that we've had for these first 20 years, and we can plan ahead to see what it is that we want to do together for the next 20. I'll be in my 70s, and yes, I absolutely plan on being in Palmetto Bay.
Over the next year, we invite you to celebrate you as we continue to march forward with positivity and optimism, tenacity and commitment, vision and assertion, because we have seen what 20 years of amazing talent can bring, and only greatness can emerge from such a glorious past. The best is yet to come, because we know Palmetto Bay's got talent.
When I came in, somebody said, "I love your funky outfit." Well, don't try the funky outfit when you have to come upstairs. So good evening, and thank you for your patience. I know we got a little bit of a late start. I really want to just welcome everyone again to the 19th Annual State of the Village Address. 2021, you have left your mark. And as we leave this year behind, along with its unexpected surprises, one thing we know for sure is that our State of the Village, one thing we know for sure is that we are here, as our young performers told us just a few moments ago, and we are stronger together and stronger than ever. I want to acknowledge my colleagues on the Village Council who, along with me, serve this beautiful village faithfully, dutifully, and selflessly. And I know this because I know them well. I know them both on a professional and a personal level. They are the most hardworking and altruistic individuals I know. Vice Mayor Leanne Tellum, Councilmember Patrick Fiore, Councilmember Steve Cody, and Councilwoman Marcia Matson. Please stand up. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you have done and will continue to do for the people of Palmetto Bay. We might not always agree, but we listen, we discuss, and we respect one another's opinions. It really, truly is my honor to serve alongside you. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge some guests that are here this evening, some former council colleagues. We have Mayor Shelley Stanzik. Shelley, stand up. Councilmember Howard Tendrich, and Vice Mayor John Dubois. Also want to thank our commissioner, our state representative Vance Lupus, and our school board member Luisa Santos. We are very, very appreciative of your service to our community. And as many times as I have praised this one individual, and I know you like it, I'd be remiss if I did not start my address acknowledging him once again. Our village manager, Nick Morano, please stand up. You have proven, yeah, I hear some staff in the house. All right. My mom used to tell me when you're going places, take some supporters with you. I think you did just that. So, Nick, listen, you have really proven to be exactly the type of leader that our village needs during these challenging times. And Nick and your wife, Tammy, stand up alongside Nick. Thank you. We appreciate you. You agreed to come on board during a period when the village was facing not only financial debt, and the village residents were subjected to a very negative political campaign. Despite all of those challenges, and I know you did all of your research, you said, what the heck, I'm gonna come anyway. You really recognized the good in our village, and you said, I wanna do that. I wanna join the Palmetto Bay family. And I really do believe that one of all of our many successes that we've had over the course of this year is not only because you work with this amazing council, because of the great leadership that you're providing in working with us. So we thank you, Nick, you are one of a kind. Thank you very much. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the other members of this amazing charter officer team, our fierce legal warrior. Do you like that, John? Yeah, I love it. Village Attorney John De La Gloria and our really amazing village clerk, Missy Arocha. You are both true public servants. Yeah, you really are amazing, both of you. You're committed to your roles and your responsibilities to the village of Palmetto Bay. And as the clerk always says, when I said, hey, I'm sorry about this or I'm sorry about that, she says, it's okay, Mayor. I love what I do, and I know you guys do. And last but not least, I want to take a moment to thank my family, because really my family are the people that keep me grounded in good things. My sister Catherine's here tonight. My brother is watching virtually, and I know Megan has sent me 1 million texts. So Megan and Rusty, thank you for joining virtually. I really love you guys so much. Thank you very much. So give them a round of applause. They're a pretty amazing family. I got lucky. So listen, tonight is a very, very special night. We are finally, and this is really representative of starting to reach a level of normalcy that we have not experienced since the unexpected global pandemic of COVID-19. Tonight, we celebrate our village together once again, and I have to tell you, it feels so right. Last year, due to the rising number of affected COVID-19 cases, we were forced to shift to a more virtual event. And this year, I'm really happy to see the countywide positivity rate decrease to less than 2%. If the mayor were here, I'd ask her exactly what the number was because I follow her thread. There's one thing I've learned in this pandemic is to be thankful. Thankful for my health, thankful for my amazing family, for my friends, many of you are here this evening, my neighbors, my community, and really for all that I have. And therefore, it is with a really grateful heart that I look forward to the future of the village of Palmetto Bay. As we work towards building a united and thriving community, we celebrate the accomplishments of the past 20 years. Tonight, we officially launch the celebration of our 20-year anniversary leading up to the anniversary date on September 10th. And we are starting with each of you, the residents of the village of Palmetto Bay. You saw just a few moments ago some of the stories. You heard the stories. I know we have Pam Gorman back. I don't know what table you're at, but I see you back there that shared their personal experiences. We have the Moxie family. I saw you on the video this evening. You also heard from council members who, in addition to being your elected representatives, they're also residents and friends here in the village of Palmetto Bay. It was really important, and this is for my colleagues, to include you in this year's video, and hopefully in every year's video, because this accompanies the launch of our 20-year anniversary celebration, and because you and our residents are truly the fabric that keeps our community unique and united, and we are unique indeed. The ones you heard from are really just a few. There are many, many more stories, some of whom I've had the pleasure to highlight at council meetings. So to you, our residents, I say thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve as your mayor, and thank you for being amazing residents here in our village. Tonight's message, both the video and what I'm going to share this evening, I hope is not only informational, but inspirational. We have been subjected to a lot of negativities lately. As a matter of fact, I think some of you were greeted by some of that negativity as you pulled in this evening. I don't know who paid for the welcome, band, but I'm appreciative because it gets my name out there. So I thank whoever that was. The fact is, we live in the most amazing city, in the most amazing county, and people covet living here in the village of Palmetto Bay. According to Niche, an online resource, and I mentioned it a little earlier with our schools, they include Palmetto Bay as the best neighborhoods for students and families. We are ranked in the top 10 cities in Miami-Dade County. Our village has ranked in the top 5 best places to live by real estate brokerage company Simple Showing. And my fellow residents, I could not agree more. I am truly proud of the many first achievements over the past year, from technology front to resident engagement. Some of our accomplishments were highlighted in the video you just watched, and yet there are still so many more. This year, for the first time in our 20-year history, we held a Community Emergency Response Team, CERT. And I thank the manager for that. CERT is a FEMA-sponsored program designed to educate volunteers about disaster preparedness and provide training in basic disaster response skills, such as light search and rescue and disaster medical operations. Professional first responders know they can rely upon the training received by CERT-certified volunteers so that they can focus on more complex tasks after an emergency event. The CERT training is free of charge, and we are excited to bring this training and more opportunities to our residents in the near future. You also heard we will officially gain title to the future Veterans Park and have in fact brought a consultant on board to start the design process. We can't wait to bring the latest addition to the Village of Parks in remembrance of our service heroes. The new passive park, located on Southwest 164th Street, just down the street from the American Legion, will feature commemorative elements and meandering walkways for all of our residents to enjoy. Palmetto Bay continues to set the standard for public parks facilities. After all, we are the Village of Parks. We already have an amazing park system, but we are working to make it even better as we continue to look for future possibilities to increase our green spaces. In fact, the Village Council already approved a resolution allowing for a consultant to provide a feasibility study to consider the potential purchase of future parkland along the bay, which is very exciting. We've also set aside $50,000, which is not a big sum, but it just expresses our commitment to funding parcels for public use here in the village. We're working on updating our Parks Master Plan, and we've already selected a consultant to manage the process, which will be guided by a lot of public input. The updated Parks Master Plan should be completed in 2022. But that's not all. Our Parks and Rec Department marched full steam ahead managing a successful farmers market with an average of 35 vendors each Saturday. And I don't know if they're still here, but I did see Scott and April Miller. Give them a shout out. You're doing a great job. So this is every Saturday at Coral Reef Park, hosting an average of 30 campers weekly. I'm sorry, I just jumped right on ahead. With an average of 35 vendors every Saturday at Coral Reef Park. We also are hosting 30 campers weekly in our one-of-a-kind tennis camp, completing needed repairs at the Lotta Estate Park, and currently working on more capital improvements at Coral Reef Park, including field renovations, which I think many people have seen. One will be completed coming up and the other's in progress, along with our new picnic pavilion, which we had the honor of hosting Xavier Cortada after the unveiling of the Art in Public Places at 168th Street. And then there's so many different virtual and in-person programs and events, and you saw a lot of those in our video. This year, we've also allocated $150,000 for park improvements. Although most of our capital projects have been funded primarily through grants awarded to our village. In fact, over the past year alone, our talented staff has secured more than $1.5 million in grant funding. Aside from their work putting together funding requests, our grant division managed more than $2.6 million in FEMA funding associated with Hurricane Irma and $335,812 from CARES Act federal allocation appropriated to the village following the COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, public safety is always a top priority in the village of Palmetto Bay. In fact, safety was among the top 3 reasons to incorporate almost 20 years ago. Unarguably, our policing unit steps up to the challenge each and every year. Our crime rate continues to be one of the lowest among cities countywide. This year, we are 50% below on commercial burglaries and more than 45% below residential burglaries over the prior year. Besides keeping us safe, you saw all the programming. Our policing unit resumed our RAD Kids classes. They graduated 17 students. They also graduated 25 students from RAD Women sessions. I think one of them was conducted with the Chamber South and Palmetto Bay Business Association. And they've contacted over 200 businesses as a part of our emergency commercial identification program. In addition to nights out, and if you didn't get the opportunity, you can talk with Officer Judge about his recipe, because he hosted, along with the police department, Waffles in the Park, which was very delicious and very interactive. Our budget this year is going to add 1 more police officer and training vehicles and training for the police officers to be able to patrol our canals, which I know is a very big priority for many of our residents. So to the men and women that serve in our village under the leadership of Commander Guerra and Lieutenant Rodriguez, please know that you have my respect and admiration. Let's give them, our police department, a round of applause. Public services, they've also had a very busy year. They've continued their village-wide sidewalk maintenance program, annual drain cleaning. This year, the department oversaw the completion of the stormwater subbasin 5960, which represents more than $790,000 in infrastructure investment. This year, we've also committed $150,000 to storm drain cleaning, nearly triple the allocation of prior years. Those who know me well know that I'm passionate about education and learning. To that extent, we continue to strengthen our commitment to foster great relationships with our top-rated schools. And I do value the fact that we have some of our principals, they've had a long day and they've come along to join us this evening. Recently, we held our very successful Principals Breakfast with our public and private school leaders to discuss how the village and the schools will work collaboratively moving forward. I'd like to personally thank our Education Advisory Board for fostering a positive relationship between municipal government and our schools. And on the business front, I mentioned earlier, we've grown during a very unprecedented time, adding 102 new businesses since January of this year, despite all of the challenges we saw in 2021. I encourage you to definitely check out some of these new businesses: El Car Wash, Boxing IQ, Secure the Funding, Upright Spine Center. That's just to name a few. We are very thankful and proud and honored that during difficult times, our business community is growing and thriving and investing right here in our village, calling Palmetto Bay their home. Your Village of Palmetto Bay Council is also leading the way to a more sustainable scale development, following a model that suits our small town way of life. The Downtown Urban Village, or DUV code, which is now the Downtown Palmetto Bay Code, allows for less density and lower building heights in the downtown area than the numbers initially approved by the DUV. In fact, as we mentioned earlier, the council recently passed a policy that limits all building height to 45 feet. And speaking of sustainable, we are moving toward, yeah, I would give that a shout out. I heard you, Donna, I heard you. And speaking of sustainable, we are moving towards the future with much more intention on maximizing sustainability through policy and methods that will mitigate the effects of climate change on the environment. This past year, yeah, all right, Xavier, thank you. This past year, we approved the new position of Resiliency Coordinator. The general purpose of the position is to integrate resiliency and sustainability across the Village of Palmetto Bay by developing environmental resiliency policies and communicating such complex issues to the community at large. You heard earlier, we've launched 2 apps. I encourage everybody to download them. It will help each of you to navigate, not only to get information, but to give us information when you have issues around the community. Some of the initiatives came to fruition during a time when the village and the world faced the unprecedented global pandemic, the magnitude that was unknown to all of us. During this critical time, Palmetto Bay did not sit on the sidelines. We quickly mobilized to bring the FDA-approved vaccines to our residents, organizing 4 vaccine drives during the months of August and September, which took place in our parks and at the Perrine Community House. And I also have to say thank you. I know Vance has already left, but that was also done in collaboration with our state rep and our state senator, Ileana Garcia, so we're grateful for that. In Palmetto Bay, as many households and cities across the world, difficult decisions were made due to the pandemic. Earlier this year, we were fortunate to receive $12 million in federal funding as a part of the ARPA, American Recovery Plan Act. A portion of those funds was allocated to replenish our lost revenue, and the other to support important village priorities. Projects like the Coral Reef Park Recreation Building, the Woods on 168th Street, the Veterans Park, which we mentioned earlier, the creation of a matching grant for well water abandonment, the reinstatement of needed staff in departments like public services, parks, and other departments that provide direct services, sewer infrastructure upgrades for Coral Reef Park, Wi-Fi services at Coral Reef Park, and most importantly, stormwater and resiliency projects. Besides the ARPA-funded initiatives, our budget includes funding for the creation of a maintenance fund for the maintenance of our public buildings and assets, improvements at Palmetto Bay Park, including our basketball courts, playground, and skate park, tree trimming and maintenance services, and our street resurfacing project. During this year's budgeting process, the Village Council made a very unpopular decision to set the millage rate to 2.4, up from 2.337. The new rate represents an increase of approximately $53 annually for the average Palmetto Bay resident. to pay for services that the village provides, including but not limited to street maintenance, parks, and public safety. While the increase is modest, we recognize that an increase is an increase. Like our household budgets, the village has spent years dipping into reserves, or in household terms, your savings. Using our savings to pay for reoccurring expenses is not sustainable and it's not responsible. I am very happy to say that this budget sets the village on a very sound fiscal standing. And I would give it up for that because we were not headed in that direction. So no one likes an increase in taxes, but I think it's an important component for how we move our village forward. As always, we will continue to be vigilant about the management of your tax dollars. It bears repeating that we have passed a budget this year that maintains your quality of life for our residents while addressing important issues at hand. Our financial outlook is a very positive one, as the forecast for 2022 is considered to continue growth in the economy both locally and nationally. For our village, traffic continues to be a great concern. As you know, in Palmetto Bay, the most consequential traffic decisions rest on the hands of the county. We will continue to collaborate with our county mayor, commissioner, and staff to mitigate traffic conditions in the village. To that extent, the village looks forward to the completion of the Old Cutler traffic circles and the synchronization of traffic lights along South Dixie Highway. Both projects are expected to move cars out of neighborhood streets and into the two collector roads. Speaking of county projects, how about that multi-use path on 136th Street? If you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, I encourage you to check it out. I am thrilled, that's the way that I come home every day, so I'm really thrilled to see the number of bikers, families, walking, joggers, pushing strollers on the path each evening as I return home to Palmetto Bay. I want to thank Daniela Levine-Cava, our mayor, and the Village of Pinecrest for making that possible. Listen, leadership requires making difficult decisions. The council has taken some very strong positions on some issues, like our opposition to the bridge on Southwest 87th Avenue over the C100 canal. We have also taken a strong position on development and have worked to lower density in the village to the greatest extent available under the law. The council has remained united on fighting to maintain the fabric of our community and our quality of life in the village. And this would not be possible without our residents. There is an old adage that says, "A leader is best when people barely know she exists. When her work is done, her aim fulfilled, they will say, 'We did it ourselves.'" I am proud to have so many engaged residents that have worked tirelessly to challenge us, support us, and work with us to make the village of Palmetto Bay a better place to live, work, learn, and play. We really can't ever say enough about 2021. And with that said, there really aren't enough words for me to express my infinite gratitude to the real magic makers in the room, our staff. As I often say, it is easy to produce great ideas, and our council does have a lot of great ideas. But we are surrounded by so much talent. Led by our council, our charter officers, directors, and staff under the supervision of our village manager, Nick Morano, I want to thank our department directors, Finance and IT Director, Desmond Chin. Let's give him a round of applause. That's hard work. I see you over there. I see you. Human Resources and Communications Director, Olga Kadaval, who also oversees grants. Parks and Rec Director, Fanny Carmona. Parks is in the house. And let me tell you, listen, they did, between communications, public services, and parks, you really did an amazing job. The turnaround to come into this space was very short. When we heard there was going to be 50% chance of rain, and I think it's probably 90%, I really appreciate all of the hard work to make the event such a big success. Yeah, they're amazing. Our Public Services Director, Dio Torres. Community and Economic Development Director Maria Pineda, who is leaving us unfortunately on the 22nd. We will miss her, but we have our interim director, I think was announced, is that correct? Mark Alvarez. I saw Mark here earlier. Give him a big round of applause. Our building official, Wes Maltby, and Village Commander Maria Guerra. Our staff is dedicated to make every aspect of village life enjoyable for our residents. I've recognized you. I was going to say, please stand. If you're a part of our staff, stand up. Let everybody see who you are, and let's give them a round of applause. I thank you all. I also want to take a moment to thank the members of our advisory boards. If you're a member of one of our advisory boards, could you please stand up? To the volunteering secretaries and members in the Art and Public Places, Charter Review Commission, Economic Task Force, Neighborhood Protection Committee, Parks and Rec, Education Advisory Board, Heritage Committee. We've got a lot of committees. The Tree Advisory Board, the Veterans Park Task Force, and our Youth Community Involvement Board. I really can't thank you enough for the dedication and service to our village. Your feedback and input make our work on the council a little more achievable. And finally, I thank each of you for joining us tonight, whether it's in person or virtually. Our village has a very deep history. We are connected, we are compassionate, and we are caring. Your voices have been and will continue to be heard and instrumental in shaping our community. I'm really excited about the community's prospects for the year ahead as we celebrate 20 years of talent in our village of Palmetto Bay. May God bless you. May God bless our village staff, our village of Palmetto Bay, and thank you very much. Good night. And with that, we'll ask Children's Voice to come on back up.
What an incredible mayor we have, right? What an incredible evening for us in Palmetto Bay. Give it up for yourself. Oh my God. Karyn, I can't believe you even answered the phone, ever. That was some report. Well, we just want to thank you so much for joining us for this incredible evening. I'd like to thank all of the village departments and their dedicated staff members for making this event so special. Go Team Palmetto Bay, right? Unbelievable. Thanks to all watching at home and all those in person. And as we enter this holiday season, we invite you to enjoy one final number from the Children's Voice Chorus entitled, You Will Be Found. Thank you so much and good night.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
So let the lonely feeling wash away, 'cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. Oh, someone will come running, and I know to take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming
a place where we don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you always say the word
From across the silence, your voice is heard. When you need someone to carry you, when you're broken on the